And on this Tuesday, February 11th, 2025 edition of Newsmakers, President Trump says the U.S. taking control of Gaza will lead to peace in the Middle East.
We're going to take it. We're going to hold it. We're going to cherish it. We're going to get it going eventually where a lot of jobs are going to be created for the people in the Middle East. It's going to be for the people in the Middle East, but I think it can be a diamond.
Speaking from the Oval Office alongside the King of Jordan today, Trump said the Gaza Strip was a war-torn region and added Palestinians will be moved to what he called a safer place. King Abdullah II pledged to take in 2,000 Palestinian children, a gesture Trump praised.
I didn't know that, what you just said, 2,000 children with cancer or other problems, and that's really a beautiful gesture. That's really good, and we appreciate it.
Meanwhile, Trump also doubled down on a Saturday deadline for Hamas to release all remaining Israeli hostages.
I don't want to do 2, and then we do another 2 in another week, and then we do 4 in 3 weeks. No. They either have them out by Saturday at 12 o'clock, or all bets are off.
The U.S. border czar has pushed back against Pope Francis's criticism of the U.S. mass deportation of illegal immigrants plan. Tom Homan says Francis should leave border enforcement to his office. He also notes that the Vatican is a city-state surrounded by fortress-like walls. He was responding after Francis issued a major rebuke to the Trump administration's mass deportation plan, warning that the forceful removal of people purely because of their illegal status deprives them of their inherent dignity and will, quote, end badly. The letter appeared to take direct aim at Vice President J.D. Vance's defense of the deportation program on theological grounds. Vance, a Catholic convert, has defended the administration's America First crackdown by citing a concept from Catholic theology known in Latin as Ordo Amoris. He has said the concept delineates a hierarchy of care to family first, followed by neighbor, community, fellow citizens, and lastly those elsewhere. In his letter, Francis appeared to correct Vance's understanding of the concept, writing, quote, Christian love is not a concentric expansion of interest that little by little extend to other persons and groups. The true Ordo Amoris that must be promoted is that which we discover by meditating constantly in the parable of the Good Samaritan, that is, by meditating on the love that builds a fraternity open to all without exception. David Gibson, director of the Center for Religion and Culture at Fordham University, said in a social media post that Francis's letter, quote, takes aim at every single absurd theological claim by J.D. Vance and his allies in conservative Catholicism and the Catholic electorate. Vance's reference to the Ordo Amoris had won support from many on the Catholic right in the U.S., including the Catholic League, which said he was right about the hierarchy of Christian love. Writing in Crisis magazine, editor Eric Salmon said Vance was merely drawing on the wisdom of St. Augustine, St. Thomas Aquinas, and the broader teachings of the Church, saying for Augustine, every love, even the love of neighbor, must be ordered beneath the love of God, adding this hierarchy extends to our human relationships where love for family, community, and nation should precede our love for the world at large, not in intensity, but in priority of duty and responsibility. More than 24 religious groups representing millions of Americans have filed a federal court lawsuit challenging a Trump administration move, giving immigration agents more leeway to make arrests at houses of worship. The plaintiffs range from the Episcopal Church and the Union for Reform Judaism to the Mennonites and Unitarian Universalists. The lawsuit, filed in U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. today, contends that the new policy is spreading fear of raids, thus lowering attendance at worship services. The result, says the suit, infringes on the group's religious freedom, namely their ability to minister to migrants, including those in the United States illegally. There is no immediate government response. And that's Newsmakers for this Tuesday, February 11th, 2025 edition. I'm Keith Black.